Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. We're going to be doing a breakdown of Daemia. Now I've got a lot of questions over on YouTube, also seen some on Reddit and Discord about why is this hero so powerful? How does she actually work and what formations does she work in? Which is what I want to cover today. So we're going to break these down pretty quick, guys. So Floral Shade, and a big point of this, guys, you have to look at the times that Daemia is up. So this Floral Shade creates Lush Shade for 10 seconds, removing the negative effects from the allies and the enemies. During this time, health cannot become less than 20% from direct damage, which means this is going to keep your heroes alive for the 10 seconds that this Lush Shade is up. Now, in addition, after the shade has ended, you have a 5-second cooldown. It can go back up for another 10 seconds. Now, at the end of this 10 seconds, it is going to be a massive health recovery when Lush Shade ends. In addition, when this is up, guys, or when this ends, crit damage amplification is going to go up 1 energy point, up to 50 points of damage amplification, the crit damage amplification for this hero, which is huge. This will carry to the next ultimate. Remember, 10 seconds up, 5 seconds for the cooldown on the ultimate ability, and then 10 seconds up again with the Floral Shade, providing not only the ability to not kill or not, the health doesn't come below 20%, but also a big heal at the end of that. Now, Days of Bloom, every 8 seconds, she grants Dewy Nectar to an allied hero for 10 seconds, but it's on the side that she is in. Now, this again is going to be an important part, because when this skill is active, she unleashes a flurry of petals, dealing damage if actively when Lush Shade is active. The skill additionally restores 200 energy points for heroes possessing Dewy Nectar. I don't know why I keep saying the other word. So think of it, if they're on the allied side and this ability goes off, they do have the Dewy Nectar, which is up, they're going to get 200 energy points. This is the reason why the Awakened version of Belinda comp works incredibly well, because it is the side that Daemia is on. Now, with that too, when Torrid Wind is active, which we'll look at in just a minute, dealing 200% of Daemia's attack rating to all enemies 3 times. So that is going to hit all enemies 3 times. Blazing Sun is active, will cast continuously to intensify the sunlight. So again, damage on top of damage, damaging the health of all enemies for 100% of the attack rating. The health lost incurred within time up to 200%. And then when they are both active, that is right, guys. So this is a hero that is going to be super dependent on haste to have both of the abilities up. When Torrid Wind and Blaze Sun are both active, a gust of wind will be summoned every 3 seconds. The spells are being cast, dealing 200% to all enemies 3 times. And then, of course, at the start of battle, Dewy Nectar to all allies within her side of the battlefield. So again, remembering the allied side, this Dewy Nectar is going to go up on everyone there, which means this is going to allow the energy regeneration within there when the skill is triggered. Now, of course, we have Scorching Monsoon, which is Torrid Wind, and then we have the Sweltering Heat, which is Blazing Sun, which, of course, right here are the triggers for her doing an incredible amount of damage. So the wind, again, lasts 10 seconds. This is 10 seconds. This is 10 seconds. This is 10 seconds, which is the reason why it's kind of a crazy hero. When Torrid Wind is active now for 10 seconds, enemies take damage increased by, you can see 5% right there. So 5% stacking up to 8 times. That is a big damage amplification that's going to be on here. And also they're going to have an energy loss. So they lose 100 energy points every 10 times they've taken damage. Well, again, if you have multiple skills that are up, you're going to be doing damage with her multiple times. Then, of course, the E30, when an ally possessing Dewy Nectar, which we know all of them have because of the skill here, while Torrid Wind is active, she summons a Windblade, dealing additional damage for 150% of the attack rating to the target who has been damaged by the ally possessing Dewy Nectar. So right here, the target who has been damaged by the ally is going to take additional damage, which again is really big. Then you look at the Sweltering Heat. Blazing Sun lasts again 10 seconds. When it is active, they do 3%, and you can see right here, guys, a 5% reduction, stacking up to 8 times. Right here, it goes up to 10 times. And also they get a stun, guys. She has a 5-second stun, which in AFK Arena is huge. While Blazing Sun is active, the tenacity of allies possessing Dewy Nectar is increased by 30 points, which means the crowd control is not going to affect them as much because they have the tenacity, which we know is right here, guys. The crowd control effects are affected by the tenacity. So as your tenacity gets higher, whenever a hero tries to inflict a control effect on a target, for every point that it is different, you can resist or you can go ahead and land the crowd control aspect. Now, you couple this hero with the signature item, the Floral Staff. The first 3 ones, of course, once allies receive Dewy Nectar 6 times, attack rating is permanently increased by 50% or 50% points 6 times. But now remember, we're granting it the moment they come out, which means this first one to get a 15%, a 30, and then a 50 is going to be very fast when it comes out to the battle. Damage dealt by allies within Daemia's half of the battlefield to allies possessing the Dewy Nectar, which we know is going up on everyone, is reduced by 50%. So this again is going to be huge. Not only does she have an immunity where the heroes cannot drop below that 20%, but this also allows the Dewy Nectar to mitigate the damage and buff up the attack. Then you couple it with this, guys, increases the initial duration of the Torrid Wind and Blazing Sun to 15 seconds, which means they are going to overlap. This is going to provide and really build a big overlap of these 2 abilities. Because remember, like we talked about earlier, they last for 10 seconds. And going through the cycle, one will be up, both can be up, and they will literally cycle through here. Then, of course, creates Torrid Wind at the start of battle. Torrid Wind will not activate next use of the skill Scorching Monsoon. While it is active, damage buffs can stack 10 times when enemies take damage. That is right, guys. Now we're looking at the damage buff with the Torrid Wind. It will go up 10 times for the damage, which again is kind of crazy to think for this hero. Now, the formations that we're seeing her in, number 1 being these couple down here. Now, we can't modify the formation, but I didn't know if we could look at it. We'll focus on this one right down here. So you'll notice that Ulna and we have Ulna and we do have Rem in this formation, 2 major damage dealers. Now she is in here, and you'll notice that she right here, Daemia, is running with Ezio. Now the reason being, remember, Daemia will take them to that 20% based on the damage. Ezio is a finisher in this formation, guys. And then of course the awakened version of Sophia. So we have that SP effect and the shielding effect on the allied side, which is coupled with the side of the formation that Daemia is actually on, making it very effective. And I wonder if I just look through here, let me clear out this formation. And I just want to kind of show you, and it messes with the formation, just kind of how this works, guys. So looking here, even slowing this one down, so boom, we have Sophia's buff up, we have Daemia's buff up, and then we have Ezio in here as a finisher. You can see the Dewy Nectar is up on all of these targets, making this super, super easy because, again, Ezio is the finisher for that 20% that we see right there, making it, again, very, very strong within these formations. Even in Chapter 51, Sophia, again, pops up this SP effect, which keeps everyone kind of behind here. We know Ulna provides the immunity for Rem. This is pretty much the formation that we see a lot of times, and this is one a lot of players are running within the Treasure Scramble. That works incredibly well. Again, utilizing Ezio as the finisher within this formation, and of course, Daemia as a major buffer. Now, another formation that we see her in is this one right here, which of course relies, it's kind of similar, but this formation, a little bit of a variation because we have Queen in here for that crowd control aspect, and we also do have Rem in here. Unfortunately, in this one, again, based on the heroes that you're fighting, going to be a little bit of a formation. Now, this is one that we see within the Nightmare Corridor. That is where I actually pulled this one from. So again, looking at the Nightmare Corridor, looking at some of the other builds and formations that we're seeing her, and there is no place, guys, within AFK Arena that we are not seeing Daemia being utilized, which again, this was the formation that we just seen. And of course, this only has 3 heroes, so a little bit of a different formation setup here, but you'll notice that Daemia in the back, guys, as a buffer, is we're overlaying her abilities, which is really the big one. So she will have the Torrid Wind. She will also have the Blazing Sun up. That is why literally this whole entire background looks like a crazy formation, because the ultimate ability is also weaved in there as well. Right now, we are waiting for this ultimate to end. We have this 5-second cooldown after the ultimate ability ends, and then we can ult again. So boom, there we go. It is ulting again, which means again, the other abilities at this time are coming up, and she is just building up enough energy. Within the 10 seconds, her energy is fully filled again, waiting for that 15-second timer to cool down and allowing her to do additional damage. And you can see, guys, it's kind of crazy the build with her, because not only are you getting the crit damage amplification from there, is in addition of having Palmer in this formation, you're seeing the same. You're seeing the amplification factor that we see with Palmer. So when you go through here and you actually have this team die out, but look at the damage, guys, that's 16, 17 billion. I don't even think this team's going to last. See, 30 seconds left right there. But look at her damage, 4.62 billion. Again, because her abilities are going over and over and over. And then, of course, you have the haste right here from the Owl. That is going on top of Daemia. And then when you look, even in the Nightmare Corridor, of course, she is being used in formations. Want to take a quick look here at kind of the build. And the exact same thing here is you're seeing, so they come out of the gate. There she is. Boom. The Dewy Nectar goes up on everybody, which means we're going to have a lot of amplification right there. And then the abilities start kicking in, guys. So overall, her amplification goes up and she's going to do a considerable amount of damage. Boom, there's the ultimate ability, which starts the 10-second ultimate ability. Once that ultimate ability ends, then we'll actually see the 5-second cooldown again. And then it goes on already ready to ult again as soon as it's done, which I don't even think it's going to go through here as fast. Now, with the formations, guys, if you don't have the awakened version of Sophia, most players are running, they are running Rowan in the formation. So we're actually seeing Rowan in the formation of having that awakened version of Sophia. So this, again, is kind of an interesting build with Daemia. And I hope you better understand exactly how she works and why she is really such a strong hero, guys. So not only is she bringing a big damage aspect right here, she is providing a very, very big heal. She is also providing through the signature item a really big buff. She is providing crowd control for the entire team. And then, of course, she is providing the immunity to death right here when the ultimate ability is going out, meaning you only have that short 5-second window when these heroes can actually die. And she's also providing an energy regeneration, which again is why the hero is kind of broke. All right, guys, again, I hope it was kind of a breakdown. Again, a lot of questions that I've been getting around Daemia and why she is so good. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.